Alrighty guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we continue working on Project Orange Blaze. Got it on the dyno. We'll be making some pulls. Start with some just on motor pulls without the turbos or anything. Just kind of get a baseline, make sure everything's broke in good. Then we'll throw the turbos on here, start making some good pulls, see what kind of power numbers we can get. Hopefully everything works out good. Hopefully the dyno will cooperate and stuff like that. So stay tuned, see what kind of power numbers we can get.
Shouldn't have a crackle. That was it.
Alright guys, so our last pull on motor made decent power, went up to 6,500 RPM, just kind of getting a baseline still. But we did make 638 horsepower and 559 foot-pounds of torque. So it's fairly decent power. Probably still got somewhere between 50 to 100 horsepower left if we were to actually tweak with fueling and timing and all that kind of stuff. But again, we're never going to be here. We're never going to be running at these RPM with no boost. So we're not too worried about it. We'll get our turbos on here and start making some pulls. We'll start on the gate pressure or gate spring, see what kind of power we get there. It's 5 psi spring. So we'll see what kind of power we get, and then we'll start adding some dome pressure. Start crimping up on it and making sure everything's still looking good, fueling, timing wise. Not gonna push it super hard just because there's no point in doing that on a dyno. We don't race dynos, we race cars. So we'll just get us a good baseline in here. We'll get it in a car, we'll make it out testing, and then we'll really start leaning on it there. Of course we'll bring it along for that, but for now this is pretty much it. We'll get turbo set up and we'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, so we got everything kind of situated on motor, making some decent power. Not too worried about it. We made 2 pulls actually. The first one to 55, then we went up to 6,500. Everything looks good. Not too worried about playing with the tune there, because honestly we're never going to be in that range really, because we're going to be making boost. So we just want to use that to get broke in, get a load on the engine stuff, make sure our rings have seated. We're going to run through lash, check all that kind of stuff, get our turbo kit on here, get everything situated there, boost solenoids hooked up, that kind of stuff, get our EGTs on there, since we got some nice 1/4 inch EGTs on here for the turbo setup. So we won't be using the dyno EGTs anymore, but we'll get all this kind of stuff set up and we'll see y'all in a little bit. Alright, so for all those that are just now tuning in, haven't seen any of our previous videos, build videos on this engine, I'll give you a little rundown. It's a Dart LS Next iron block. Bored out, it's 427 with a stroker, obviously, to get 427. It's 425 bore, 4-inch stroke. We've got some Brodix BR3 heads on here that are CNC ported. Got us a custom bullet cam for our application. Holley high ram base, 417 Motorsports lid. Motion Raceworks throttle body. We've got a air motive belt drive fuel pump. We got a Peterson Fluid Systems dry sump setup on here. The turbos we're using are actually an oilless setup, so they use grease instead of oil. So basically after every event, weekend type event, we'll put a few shots or a few pumps of grease in the turbos and they'll be good to go till after the next event. But they're a comp turbo. They're an 80 on these. They are a T4 flange, just so we can still do the mirror image on this setup, because we really want it to be symmetrical and look nice for what we're doing, since it is going to be in a dragster. It's open body, so you'll be able to see pretty much the whole engine. So we want to make sure everything looks good there. Obviously Turbo Smart wastegates and blow-off valves. That's pretty much it. We got Diamond 2000 series pistons, Wasco boost line steel rods, dart billet crank, billet atomizer, 550-pound injectors running on methanol. So everything's pretty good on this thing. Obviously check out our build videos if you have any more questions and stuff on that. We'll get back to it. Alright, so we just got our first pull done on our gate springs of 5 pounds. It actually made 4 pounds of boost. So I'll show you. We've got 818 horsepower up at 6,500 and 709 foot-pounds of torque. So it's not bad, still climbing pretty steadily. So we should be making a good bit more in this, especially when we carry it on out. Because we're probably going to be turning close to 8,000 on our quarter-mile runs. So we'll kind of see if we can get up that high, how the dyno does with it and stuff. Because we've never had anything this powerful in here. It's ready to handle it, but never know. Run into things since we've not had anything this powerful in there. There may be something going on with the dyno that we haven't experienced yet, but we'll continue on. We'll start going up, probably add 5 or 10 pounds on the dome pressure, kind of see where that gets us and what kind of boost numbers we're getting from that dome pressure. But we'll continue on. Alright, so we've kind of starting to have a little bit of an issue with the dyno. Not sure what's going on. Checking in with the tech guys, kind of see if they got any input. But we're kind of hitting a point a little above 6,000 RPM. The power falls off and then picks back up. As you can see here, still made 1,068. I think we made 10 pounds on this one. It was 966 foot-pounds of torque, but as you can see, it's got that little dip there. Not sure what's going on there, because in our logs on the Holly, it doesn't show anything. RPM still climbing high, fueling, everything is still steady where it should be. We don't see anything going on to cause that, so we're not sure what's going on. Could be something in our setup with the dyno, supply water, whatever it could be. So we're gonna try to figure that out. But we'll still continue on, see if maybe it'll get better. We'll go up a little bit more on our dome pressure. Probably stop somewhere around 20 near the end, just because there's no point in going higher than that. But we'll get set up. We'll add a little more dome pressure and see what we can get.
We didn't turn CO2 on.
Did y'all cut it back off?
I didn't cut it off.
We didn't. Something ain't right with CO2.
I'll tell you to stop if it don't.
Alrighty, so last pull, we got 25 pounds on the dome pressure. Actually made 19.5 psi on our boost, so it's not too bad. Decent power, still having that issue with the dyno falling off and picking back up, but still made some pretty good power. It got us 1,341 horsepower at 6,300 and 1,151 foot-pounds of torque at 5,600. So it's still climbing pretty strong, especially being on at 6,300. This should carry it out a good ways, but we can't figure out what's going on with the dyno. Haven't heard back from the tech guys yet, so we may just call this good for now. We'll get it in the car, get everything set up. Actually, just dropping the car off with Devin at HCR to have the car wired. Since the car is not set up for the Holley FI and all that, we're just going to have them wire it. Yeah, it's all nice, done professionally, neat and clean. Make it easier to work on if we ever have any issues. But that way we don't have to worry about spending time trying to get everything wired and get it nice and neat, since he does that for a living. So next time you see us, we should have the car ready and be out testing. But we may give y'all some updates between now and then. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I know we didn't make the great power numbers that I wanted to make, but there's no point in pushing it since we are having little issues with the dyno, whatever is going on there. But it's a good baseline. That's the main thing, and making sure the engine's healthy and everything's running good, and that our fueling and timing and everything's close. So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that little bell so you get notified anytime we upload a new video. Make sure to check out pageracingengine.com for all your merchandise. We got all kinds of good stuff up there. And we will see y'all next time.